Hello, this is Kaki Lee, and welcome to the Abundant Goddess Show, where I'll be sharing daily, bite sized pearls of wisdom I've picked up along my life journey that has allowed me to embrace and unleash my inner abundant goddess. And that's exactly what I want for you, to embrace and unleash your inner abundant goddess. I love talking about anything and everything to do with life, but I especially love talking about money, mindset, and energy, which is the main focus here. If you like what you hear, make sure you subscribe to my show so you don't miss out on your daily dose of wisdom from myself. And also follow me and let me know what you think on Facebook and Instagram at Abundance with Kaki Lee. Now let's get into it. Welcome to the Abundant Goddess Show and day 36 of my 40 Days to 40 series, where I share 40 things I've learned in my life so far over 40 days. Today's pearl of wisdom is forgive. Now, forgiveness has two parts. The first part is you forgiving someone that has done something you believe is wrong to you. And the second part is you asking for forgiveness from someone that you feel has done something wrong to you. Actually, there's actually a third part, is also asking yourself for forgiveness for what you have done towards yourself. So let's break this down. The first part is probably the easiest in terms of, explaining forgiveness. Now, when we feel someone has done something wrong to us, we like to hold grudges. As humans, that's just a normal thing that we do. We like to hold grudges. We like to remember all the bad things that people do. I don't remember the saying, but doesn't matter what someone does, even if someone has done all good things in their life, but they do one bad thing, people only remember the bad thing. So it's the same when we are holding grudges, and that person might have done all these good things for you in your life, but they do one thing and that breaks everything. Obviously, sometimes that bad in inverted commas, might be something that is unforgivable. But I really think that things happen for a reason, and sometimes things are outside of our control. And when you forgive someone, the most important thing to remember is that it doesn't excuse them for what they did. Forgiveness, when you offer someone forgiveness, is actually more for you than for that person. Yes, you're telling that person you forgive them for what they have done, and it helps them in a way to go, oh, they feel better in that, people, when they do something wrong, usually feel bad. So when you forgive them, it makes them feel like, oh, she's forgiving me, or he's forgiven me. Oh, thank goodness, I felt so bad. Da, 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 da. But the thing is, on your end, when you forgive someone, you are releasing that energy, that dense energy of holding that grudge, of being angry, of being resentful, of just those, yucky feelings of when you're holding a grudge. So when you offer forgiveness, you are breaking that dense energy. You are getting rid of that dense energy. You're not saying that what they're doing is right. You are saying that I don't want to hold on to this energy. What you did was not nice, was not right. But I don't want to hold on to those feelings of anger and resentment because it's lowering my vibration. So that's what happens when you forgive someone and how it feels. And really is an act of self-love when you forgive someone, because you are no longer holding on to that grudge, that dense energy. And a lot of times people don't actually know you're holding a grudge. So you're holding on to all this like anger, and the other person might not even know that they pissed you off or made you angry and upset. Obviously, there are times when they do, but a lot of times we get upset over the slightest things. Now, the second part of this is asking for forgiveness. When you know you've done something wrong to someone or you've upset someone, then what's really nice is when you ask for forgiveness. You say sorry and ask for forgiveness because it shows a person that you've hurt that you care, that you actually care about how they feel and your relationship with them. Because obviously, if you don't care, you probably wouldn't even bother asking them for forgiveness or saying sorry. And that builds a stronger relationship. And also, again, it just kind of releases that dense energy of resentment and anger and feeling like you're walking on eggshells, all those type of that kind of energy. So that is always really nice to do when you hurt someone or even unintentionally. And just even yesterday, I got really angry at my 2-year-old because she just lost her shit, wouldn't get in the car, and I lost my shit. And I felt so bad because she was just wanting to tell me that she wasn't happy. Right? She doesn't want to get in the car. She doesn't want to go to pick up her sister. She just woke up. I had to wake her up and chuck her in the car, and she was just not happy. And so she was carrying on, but I lost my patience because I'm like, oh my God, we're late. Get in the car. And so she was really upset in the car. I saw her in the rearview mirror, just kind of like looking at her hands and just looking really sad. And I felt so horrible that I shouted at her. So when we got out of the car, I said sorry to my 2-year-old and I asked her for forgiveness. I'm like, can you forgive mummy for shouting? Mummy was just really upset and I shouldn't have shouted at you, And no, then we were okay. We were okay. And then we got on with it. So I mean, that's just a minor thing. Well, it's not really minor because it could cause lifelong trauma. But, that was just an incident that happened during the day. And these kind of things can happen most days. So, really asking for forgiveness and saying sorry in the moment as soon as you can is the best way to just release those dense energies. And the last thing is asking for forgiveness for yourself or forgiving yourself for all the things that you wanted to do but didn't do, for all the things that you've said to yourself that weren't very nice that you said to yourself. Any time that you have hurt yourself, give forgiveness to yourself and ask for forgiveness from yourself. Because we just don't do that. We just think that it's okay to talk to ourselves like some of the things that we say. Oh, you're so stupid. You're so fat. You're so ugly. You're so whatever it is that you have going on in your head. When we forgive ourselves for those things that we say, we again release those dense energies that we're holding, the energies of not feeling good enough, the energies of, oh, why did I say that to myself again? All those dense energies that lower our vibration, we clear those when we offer forgiveness or when we ask for forgiveness. So forgiveness really is an act of self-love, is really important because you are allowing yourself to let go of those dense energies, of the lower vibrations, and allowing yourself space to bring in happiness, to bring in joy, to bring in love, to bring in more good stuff. So if there's anyone that you need to forgive, do that today. And sometimes you don't even need to do it in person or have a one-on-one. The most important thing is that you do it in your heart, because there are people that you might not want to see again, but you just want to offer that forgiveness to let go of that dense energy for yourself. Because for me, there was a person in my life where I don't ever want to see again, right? And I haven't seen this person since childhood because they hurt me, right? So my forgiveness had to happen in my heart, and with just doing the inner work, I offered forgiveness to that person. But I don't plan to see this person, and they're not in my life anymore. So why would I go and see that person when they're not in my life anymore? So just remember that you can offer forgiveness in your heart. You don't need to see this person. You don't need to tell this person. You can write it. There are so many ways that you can offer forgiveness, but just find a way that feels good for you. If you do want to do it one-on-one, and see this person, go for it, but it's not necessary. So I just wanted to reiterate that before finishing off for today. So anyone, anything that you need to forgive or ask for forgiveness for today, just choose one and do it, because you will just feel that release of energy and you will just feel so much better within yourself. And that's the end of the show and day 36 of my 40 Days to 40 series. Please share this episode with anyone that needs a reminder to forgive. If you like what you heard, make sure you subscribe to my show, and remember to follow me over at Facebook or Instagram at Abundance with Kaki Lee to let me know what you thought of the episode and to connect with me there. Lastly, if you're interested in working with me or learning from me, send me a DM on Facebook or Instagram, or email me at hello@kakilee.com.